Well, now the AMSOIL report is going to go up to Sturgeon Bay in Door County, Wisconsin. And I'll tell you, folks, for the last 27 years, I've had the pleasure of fishing with Captain Dale Stroshine. He owns beautiful Sand Bay Beach Resort up in Sturgeon Bay. I consider him to be one of the best fishermen in the country, a Hall of Fame angler. And over the years, I think, other than muskies, I have caught the biggest fish of all species with my buddy Captain Dale Stroshine. Hey, Captain Dale Stroshine coming to you from Door County's ice fishing headquarters, Sand Bay Beach Resort. How you doing, buddy?
Hey John, I'll tell you what, it's I'm doing pretty good because it's cold out.
Yeah, and actually, you get a couple of days off here between open water and ice. But one thing I want to talk about, Dale, before we get into the wonderful ice fishing opportunities that you guys have up there at Sand Bay Beach and Sturgeon Bay, there's still some hardcore guys and some open water fishing to be had, especially the Sturgeon Bay Shipping Canal. That can be pretty good this time of year for pike and walleye, right?
Oh yes, John, absolutely. And I mean, this is the time of the year, as you all know, and of course the viewers know that when you do go out, yeah, you're more times than not going to catch a lot of fish, but could be some of the biggest fish you'll ever see of the season.
And a lot of guys will do vertical jigging and use big suckers in the channel, right, for pike this time of year?
Yeah, both the pike and the walleye, which would be in the channel. I mean, you got good shot, and let's smallmouth, John, as well. The smallmouth there in the channel as well. Many of those fish throughout the year that are caught in the different tournaments, they're released right there in Sturgeon Bay. And so that's one nice thing is, and the channel, that you brought that up, that's a great thing about coming up here. You never really have to worry about driving like the Lake Erie, for example, 3, 4 hours, 5 hours, whatever it might be, and you get blown off for the entire time you're there. Although some guys, when they go deer hunting, they call their wives and they go, "Hey, where'd you put my socks?" And they go, "They're in your gun case." And so some guys may like that they never have to put the boat in the water, I guess is my point. But that is one nice thing about the Sturgeon Bay area is you can make the drive up here, and you've always got that channel to fall back on. And it's certainly no slouch by any means.
And before we get into the ice fishing thing, the Fox River down in Green Bay, that doesn't freeze up usually until around Christmas time, and that holds walleyes late fall, right?
Oh, absolutely, John. And, I mean, that's always a really good spot at this time of the year. It's funny. There's many parts of the Midwest that have that big migratory push in the fall. Little Bay and Knock, a lot of those fish push up into there. You go to the Picton, Ontario over there, a lot of those fish come off of Ontario and they push up into that tributary there. You got Lake Erie, a lot of those fish push back up I believe it's the Sandusky area. And, then you've got like Lake Tobin up there in Saskatchewan where all those fish, the big walleyes migrate into that river system. And it's funny that I'm not aware of like a really great spot where the fish push into in the green on the Bay of Green Bay, other than the river there in Green Bay.
And that Fox River, it's pretty easy to fish this time of year. You either fish by the dam or where you got warm water outtakes, warm water coming into the river. Those are good areas, right?
Absolutely, John. One key to that is having some current. Some current is going to be critical. And many a times if you got too much current, then it can be kind of a bust. But if you got some current, it can be really good. And if you got too much current, it can be a bust as well.
Well, you usually have hard water ice by usually that first, second week in January. And if folks haven't come up and enjoyed the whitefish fishing with you folks up there, it's a wonderful sport, isn't it?
Absolutely, John. It's something, that entire family is able to do and spend some good quality time together for a winter recreation. And, I love the whitefish. It's a lot of fun. And of course, many of the people listening enjoy the whitefish as well. I kind of refer to it as the old days of the yellow perch. Everybody used to take their families out, go after the yellow perch. And by the way, the yellow perch this fall have been really, really good. So it wouldn't surprise me for those that are listening that down there in Dykesville and up here in the Sturgeon Bay area, some of these guys aren't going to start finding some nice yellow perch through the ice again like we did years ago.
Well, you and I had a ball with that back in the 90s, so hopefully that's coming back. But I think what's neat about your whitefish service up there, your guide service, yeah, bring the family. Everything's heated up there, and you can keep 10 apiece, and they're wonderful to eat. So, folks who want to book a trip, it's relatively inexpensive, and they have a lot of fun.
Well, and the nice thing, about our service, John, as you well know, and not to take away from anybody of the other services, because there's many, good ones around. But the nice thing about us is when you drive up to fish for whitefish, you don't have to be wearing all your garb. You can bring your stuff in the vehicle. We've got a heated resort that you can come in and change into your clothing for the day. We've got bathroom facilities for the guests to be using, where a lot of these other people, when they show up, they have a hard enough time just finding their guy in the morning, more or less somewhere to change into some nice clothing for the day or use a warm bathroom.
Well, that's why I say Sand Bay Beach Resort is Wisconsin's whitefish headquarters and a great place to stay. And also, walleye fishing, it's kind of like muskie fishing. You might catch one, you might catch none, but if you catch one, it's a big one, right?
Well, and that's the thing, John. I just got back from Northern Illinois. I've been hunting there for 18 days, and I told Karen that I was a little bit frustrated because I set a goal this year and, to be over 150 inches, and I passed on a couple of them that were really close. And she said, you sound like some of the people that come up walleye fishing. I said, what do you mean? She says, some of these guys just expect to come up here and get a 10-pound walleye. And, that put it in perspective for me. And it's more about the outing, the experience that we provide, and the knowledge that we will pass on to you. Let's face it, I frontiered, and don't take this the wrong way, but I frontiered a lot of what all these other people are doing up here. I've got 33 years in on the Bay of Green Bay. And, so it takes time to get that fish. And then it's just like some guys that go out hunting. There's guys that go out and they'll shoot a 200-incher as soon as they sit down, and then they'll never see one again the rest of their life. And it's just like the walleye through the ice. You'll get some guys that'll come up, they get 1, 2 in a day, and then they'll never see another one. But that's the great thing about this, and it's a lot like muskie fishing, John, even though I've not spent a lot of time muskie fishing. But you do have to put your time in for these fish, and you have to understand that this is not Lake Erie. We do have, an incredible fishery, and when you do get bit, there's a high probability that it may be the biggest fish of your life. But we just don't have the numbers to support a bite where you can go get 20, 30 a day like
Right.
they do out in Erie.
Well, I always like to say that the walleye fishing up there, you're trophy hunting, and you get that one bite, it's real exciting. But just real quickly recapping, the whitefish is a pretty reliable deal where the folks go out and catch a bunch of fish to take home, right?
Oh, absolutely, John. Matter of fact, a lot of the new people to the sport, which is interesting, do better than most because they have no preconceived bad habits, and and most guys will get it, but we got to work with some of them throughout the day to figure it out because it is an interesting bite. But once you get it, I've got Caleb, Mark, Brad, Mike, my daughter, my son-in-law, they're going around throughout the day helping. And by the end of the day, more times than not, everybody's going home very satisfied with a number of fish that they'll be able to eat for days on end.
Well, hey, thanks, buddy. Looking forward to coming up, and I'll see you in January.
All right, John.
Thanks, buddy.
Sounds good. Hey, listen, you have a good day.